Top 2 musicians who hated Keith Moon. Keith Moon, the iconic drummer for The Who, was renowned for his eccentricity and unique drumming style, which greatly contributed to the band's legendary status in rock music. Moon embodied the wild energy of the 60s and 70s rock scene, experiencing both its highs and lows. His dynamic and skilled drumming provided a solid foundation for his bandmates. Although celebrated as a fantastic drummer, with his energetic style often imitated by others in rock, some critics in the late 60s felt that Moon's playing showcased more of his erratic personality than a polished technique. Not only recognized for his wild behavior, Moon's innovative drumming also played a key role in defining one of rock's most outstanding bands. While countless fans admired his talents, Keith's tumultuous lifestyle and erratic behavior did not resonate with everyone, including some fellow musicians. From conflicts within his band to tensions with other rock icons, here are 2 musicians who particularly loathed Keith Moon. Keith Richards. Keith Richards, known for his sharp remarks, also took jabs at Moon. Despite Moon being the archetype of the wild drummer, Richards had a critical view of him. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone, Richards stated, "I always thought Roger Daltrey was all flash. And I love Pete Townshend, but I always thought The Who were a crazy band. You could ask Keith Moon for a simple beat in a session, and he wouldn't deliver. He was an incredible drummer confined to working with Pete Townshend." Richards continued, "He could play for Pete like no one else, but if you threw him into a session with someone else, it was a disaster. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just have that one special connection." While Richards acknowledged his fondness for Moon as a person, he dismissed his drumming skills. "He's not bloody good. He can't swing. The 1 or 2 tracks I did with him were disasters. He could only drum for The Who, which is fine as long as he stayed there." When discussing his drumming prowess, Richards criticized Moon, along with other legendary drummers like Led Zeppelin's John Bonham, calling Moon's contributions an absolute disaster. Roger Daltrey. Roger Daltrey and Keith Moon, 2 rock legends at the heart of The Who's rise to fame. While Keith Moon was celebrated for his drumming brilliance, his offstage behavior caused serious tension within the band, especially with Roger Daltrey. In the book Roger Daltrey, the biography, he reflected on the time things came to a head. During a tour in Denmark, Moon's drug-induced behavior was affecting the band's performance, and Daltrey couldn't take it anymore. Tensions peaked during a tour in Denmark when Daltrey could no longer tolerate Moon's drug-fueled behavior and uninspired drumming. In a fit of frustration, he flushed Moon's drugs down the toilet, which triggered an intense reaction from Moon. Daltrey punched him, injuring his nose. "It took about 5 people to hold me off him. It wasn't just because I hated him, it was just because I loved the band so much and thought it was being destroyed by those pills."